So I'm back again. I think my last video got cut off a little. I wanted to share but a little bit about Mother Teresa, how her dream was always to be a nun and serve the people. And she got a calling from God to serve the poorest of the poor people. And she really wasn't too excited or happy about that, but she felt like she had to serve God and his people where he wanted her to serve. So she uprooted her whole life and went to India and fell in love with serving the poorest of the poor. So she is a true missionary. She brought the good news and the word of Christ to people who really needed to hear it. She brought them health and happiness, and in return, it gave her happiness. So I want you to kind of understand that when people do this, when they go off and become missionaries, it really brings them more grace from God and happiness and makes them feel fulfilled and happy in their life. So now I would like you to read on 171, Our Church Teaches, so you can see how we should follow these examples of these two amazing women that we just read about and I told you about. Then I want you to turn to page 374 in your book, and when you get there, you will find how Catholics live, how they should live, how you should use your conscience as a gift from God, and your conscience and your heart, and conscience is made of mind and heart, tells you and helps you to be the person God wants you to be. So they talk about that on page 374, and following the Beatitudes, which we're learning about, and the Ten Commandments are guides for Catholics to help us to make good decisions. And also it will tell you about the gifts of faith, hope, and love, which is very important for Catholics to follow. So I'd like you to read that page carefully. And then I would like you to answer 1, 2, and 3 on 171 about how it's questions about Dr. Nagel and what she does in her life. So you're going to be able to go back into the story about her on the previous page and answer how Dr. Nagel shared the good news of Jesus Christ, how the Archdiocese of Mombasa shares the good news, and if you could award a Medal of Valor to anyone in the world today, who would that person be and why? So think about who is someone who is like a missionary, who shares the good news and spreads the good news, and who you would give that medal to. I know, like, literally, I just read on my Instagram, I saw a picture of Father Tim, and he had his mask on, and he had a Bible, I believe, in one hand, and his stole that he wears around his neck. And he was saying, it said something like, "Nothing will stop us from being with you if you are sick or needing us." And I felt like, wow, what a great example of someone who's putting his life at risk, his health at risk, to be with people who are sick. So kind of someone like that, like I would give a Medal of Valor to our priests. So I would like you to think about that question and work on those answers and do it thoughtfully, because this is a very important way of reflecting on what we can do in our lives that would bring us more happiness while spreading joy of the good news to others.